Okay, so for question 12D, we have f of xy is equals to 4xy over x squared plus 1 times y squared plus 1. And then we have region xy, where x is in between 0 to 1, y is in between 0 to 1. So if we try to plot this region R in xy plane, so x is in between 0 to 1 and y is from 0 to 1. So actually this region is bounded by this value. So this rectangle square here is the region R. So it's bounded by Bucu 1, 1. And then over here we have 1, 0. And then this one is 0, 1. And then 0, 0. So untuk calculate maximum or minimum mutlak untuk this function, so first we need to calculate the maximum or minimum relative inside this interior region. And then second, we need to calculate the maximum or minimum point in each of these boundary. So this upper layer, lower boundary, and then left boundary and the right boundary. Okay, so let's calculate the maximum and minimum relative inside region R. For that, we need to calculate fx and fy. So for fx, because we have x dekat atas and also dekat bawah, so this one, we can bring this x squared plus 1 term up. So then we have, so this one is just a constant, we can leave it there, so 1 over y squared plus 1. And then we have 4. Okay, let me write this below here. So we have fx equals to 1 over y squared plus 1. And then times 4xy. And then differentiate this one, x squared plus 1 to the power of minus 1. So we have minus 1. And then x squared plus 1 to the power of minus 2. And then times differentiate in this bracket. So we have 2x. And then plus, so differentiate 4xy is 4y times x squared plus 1 to the power of minus 1. So this one, this x squared plus 1 to the power of minus 2 and minus 1 we can bring down, and then we can factorize out the x squared plus 1. So we have 1 over y squared plus 1 x squared plus 1 times minus x squared y over x squared plus 1 plus 4y. So samakan dia punya penyebut untuk this one. So this term multiplied by x squared plus 1. So we have 1 over y squared plus 1 times x squared plus 1. And then we have minus 8x squared y. So this one 4y times x squared. We have 4y x squared plus 4y. So this one multiplied by x squared plus 1. And then divided by x squared plus 1. And then this is equals to minus 4 x squared y plus 4y divided by y squared plus 1 and then x squared plus 1 squares. So we can factorize out 4y minus 4y. So we have minus 4y times x squared minus 1 divided by x squared plus 1 squared times y squared plus 1. So this is fx. So now we need to calculate fy. So on we will use the same way to calculate Fy. So Fy is equals to, so I just give the final answer, minus 4x times y squared minus 1 divided by x squared plus 1 times y squared plus 1 squares. So untuk cari maximum and minimum relative, then this fx and fy is equals to 0, and then we find the x and y value. So this one equals to 0, and then this one equals to 0. So this one gives first equation, this one gives second equation. So let's look at first equation. So if we bring denominator to the right, multiply by 0, then we have 0. So we are left with minus 4y times x squared minus 1 is equals to 0. So this gives either y equals to 0 or x squared minus y equals to 0, which gives s equals to plus minus 1. And then we substitute these two values into this equation 2. So first we have y equals to 0, and then this give, okay, so first let's bring this to the right. So we are left with minus 4x y squared minus 1 equals to 0. And then when y equals to 0, then we are left with 4x equals to 0, which is x equals to 0. And then when x is equals to positive 1, so x is positive 1, so we have minus 4 y squared minus 1 is equals to 0, which give y squared minus 1 is equals to 0. So we have y equals to plus minus 1. And when x is equals to minus 1, so this one is 4y squared minus 1 equals to 0. Also we have y equals to plus minus 1. Sorry, so we have y equals to plus minus 1. So if we list out all these points here, actually, we have first 0, 0, x equals to 0, and then y equals to 0, and then second we have x equals to 1, y equals to plus minus 1, so 1, 1, and then 1 minus 1, and then when x equals to minus 1, then y also equals to plus minus 1, so minus 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. Okay, but then the region we have, the R, is actually is this square here, from 0 to 1 and 0 to 1. So if we look at this, 0, 0 is over here. So it is inside the region R. And then 1, 1 is over here. So also inside the region R. But then 1 minus 1 is here outside the region. And then minus 1, 1 is over here. And minus 1, minus 1 is over here. So all these 3 points outside the region. So we can just ignore these 3 points. So we just need to take into account these 2 points, which is actually the bucu yang memang kita akan calculate pun nanti bucu ni.